Alright, this is Ted's 100 watt LED reef light. I don't know how close I'll be able to zoom in here. This is a 100 watt chip on a very large heat sink in an old, this hood is about 10 years old. I just recently refit the fluorescent system with a T5 high output. You can see the two little tubes there, and then just now put in this 100 watt LED system. There's the driver for it. I've got it mounted to a couple of rails that I just screwed into the holes that the old metal halide mounting brackets used to be mounted to. And I've bought one of these for experiment. I have the other set up right here. The system is, see if I can show you this, relatively simple. It's a U bracket that I made out of aluminum, and I just put the heatsink in there. I've got the extra wire harness put together, so all I really have to do is solder it together and stick it in. I'll be good to go here. So there's the driver has a little aluminum heatsink on the back that's actually sitting on those rails. The rails are in two of the grooves, and then I've wire tie wrapped it to the rails, put a couple holes in. You can see the holes over here for the other unit that I'll be installing later. So there it is. There's this is a heatsink that I originally bought to do some old Luxion Star work with, which was an interesting project because it just needs a lot of drivers and a lot of expensive equipment. This setup here cost a little over $100, which is, as most people know, about what it would cost you to put in a pair of metal halide, 250 watt metal halide bulbs. So like I said, very old fixture here. It's about 10 years old. It's been sitting over the top of an open 250 gallon reef tank, and just starting to put it back together now. So very simply screwed down. I've got some 440 screws holding that thing down to the plate. There's just serendipity that the screw holes happen to line up perfectly, sort of, with the pattern that I'd already had in there. So I was able to get all 4 screws in all corners, 2 wires. I got myself a set of quick disconnects there, just in case I want to take it out. I can pull it out without ripping a thing apart or unsoldering. And here goes. We'll show you what this thing looks like. Okay, so this may mess this camera angle and everything up, but just as a point of reference, I mean, you've got two. There's an actinic and a daylight. They're each 54 watt tubes. So you've got right there on that those 2 tubes, you've got a pretty high efficiency 100 watt system. So let's take a look at what happens when we put this light on. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this camera away just so I don't do any major damage to it here. And here goes the LED. Okay, so now obviously the thing is literally almost as bright as the sun. It just completely obliterates the image, and it's exceptionally bright. And I will now mount this thing over the tank and let you see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the aquarium. Now, remember, this aquarium has been lights out for about 4 years now. There's been no lights. There's actually still a few animals left in it. The system, if you look at my aquarium page, was originally built with an automatic maintenance system, and it worked just fine. It's been running for 10 years now. For the last 4 years, I have done absolutely nothing to this tank. Like I said, the lights were out, which is why there's basically no growth. There's still a few things alive. There's a couple of little coral mushrooms, and there's a few critters crawling around in there, but for the most part, you know, all the plant life is dead. But the chemical levels are still correct. The system refills itself every night, so the automatic maintenance system that I added to this thing has been working very well. In any case, here it is. This is this is lit just with the T5 lights right now, which is, you know, kind of a twilight look. One full actinic and one daylight bulb, so that's 100 watts of or 108 watts of power right there. It's an electronic ballast, so it's very efficient. And now I'm going to turn on the LED, and you'll see what we get. And there she is with the single LED. This is easily every bit as bright as the 250 watt metal halides. I believe the LEDs to be about 6500K, which is actually a color temperature I like. I'm not much of a blue guy when it comes to decorative aquariums, so you know, I like some bright, you know, white, you know, daylight looking 6500K as opposed to the 10,000K and the, you know, the deep actinics. There's still some in there. The corals and plants grow nice when it's working right, but I think this is going to work out real well. And we'll come back when we have the second light installed. As a matter of fact, I think I'll do a little thing on putting it together, and then I will show you what it looks like with the second light installed.